How many words should your toddler be saying? That is the question. So let's answer it. And we're going to answer it with real ranges, not just a single number, broken down by age so you get the exact answer for your toddler. But first, if we haven't met yet, I'm Danny. I've been a speech therapist for over 13 years. And in all of those years, the number one reason parents usually panic about this isn't the number itself. It's that they're comparing their toddler to the wrong thing. Nobody ever explained the difference between an average and a milestone. And that one difference, it changes everything. So here's what you'll walk away with today. The real range for every age and the one line that tells you when it's actually worth looking a little closer. No 50-word panic, just the number done right. Ready? Let's get into it. Just before I give you the number, we do need to get one thing straightened out because it changes what the number even means. Here's the thing. You've probably been measuring your child against an average. The average is just the middle. It's a number that represents what 50% of children can do. A milestone is a different thing entirely. It's the number that shows what about 90% of children can do. So, which one do we, as speech therapists, actually want your child to hit? Honestly, neither one on its own. What we want is your child landing somewhere in between in what we will call the expected range. So, let me break that range down for you, age by age. We'll start with 12 months. We want to see anywhere between 1 to 5 words. At 18 months, the range is 10 to 50 words or more. At 24 months, the range jumps to 50 to 300 words or more. And toddlers are starting to put two words together like more milk or daddy go. At 3 years, we want to see between 250 to 1,000 words or more. Now, let's talk about these ranges for a second because some of them, as you can see, are huge, right? Look at them. The ranges can be quite big. Take the 2-year-old range, for example, 50 to 300 words. That is a big range. And it makes me think about moms who run into other moms who say their toddler has about 200 words and they are 2 years old. And you know yours is saying about 50. And here's what I want you to know. It doesn't necessarily mean your toddler is behind. That mom is telling you her child is in the range, and so quite possibly is yours. Here's something else to keep in mind. That 50 words at 2 years, 50 is technically the bottom of the range. It's where I'd start looking a little more closely, especially depending on whether your toddler just turned 2 or is closer to 3. A common question that usually comes next is, when should I take a closer look at my toddler's development? And it really comes down to two things that I want you to know. One, if your toddler is sitting below the bottom of the range for their age. And two, the number just isn't moving. If months are passing and their words aren't growing, it would be a great time to ask your pediatrician or a speech therapist. But truly, either one of those would warrant a closer look, while it's still early and a good time to get any support that's needed. But there's one more thing, because the last thing I want is for you to spiral over a low number tonight. There's something you need to know first, how to actually count your toddler's words accurately. There are different ways to count them, and when I list them all out, every parent says the exact same thing. Wow, my toddler has more words than I thought, because their real count is almost always higher than they think. There are things your toddler is doing right now that count as words, real words, I promise, and most parents aren't counting a single one of them. So next week, that's exactly what I'll be teaching you, how to count your toddler's words the right way. The way a speech therapist does. And I promise you that number is going to go up. So be sure to subscribe below so it lands in your feed the second it drops, and I'll see you there.